Good evening and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we're on day 90 of 2025, and I'm continuing the story of the King of the Wind. Now, you might remember this sad place that we've gotten to in the story where Sham is being whipped by this not very nice woodcarter. Sham can't pull this woodcart up this icy cobblestone road. And so the woodcarter's anger is ablaze, and he's whipping poor Sham till he's bleeding. Now there's many, many onlookers at this point. People began to gather round. In fact, one guy that carried water for people, he set down his yoke and almost went over to intervene, but when he heard the curses of the woodcarter, he thought better of it. The woodcarter was cursing. He could have cared less what anybody thought. He leaped down from the cart at one point, took one of the logs and put it behind one of the cart wheels. And then, seeing this crowd about him, he said, "With my own wood, I'm going to light a fire under this beast's tail. That'll get him to move." And he began to gather wood together in order to do just that. When out of the crowd, a tall and stately Englishman stepped forward. He was dressed in the black collarless coat of a Quaker. Now, he came forward and he went straight up the woodcarter, unafraid, and said, "I don't know, but I'm wondering if you'd be willing to sell me this horse of yours. I'm looking for a gentle old horse for my son-in-law." And I don't know the son-in-law's name. He actually named him Bisley Biggins or something like that. As he spoke, this man pulled out from the pocket of his coat a purse. And from that purse, he poured out into his hand 15 gold pieces. And he told the woodcarter that he'd be willing to give that amount of money for the horse. The woodcarter could not believe his eyes. 15 gold pieces for this old nag? He said, "Yes, indeed." The woodcarter could not believe his ears, nor his eyes, that there before him was 15 pieces of gold for a horse he'd almost paid nothing for. Now, this man, I think his name was, oh gosh, I can't remember his first name, but his last name was Coke. Might have been Jethro Coke. And he said, "My name is Jethro Coke, and if you knew me at all, you'd know that you better make up your mind quite quickly, because otherwise, I might just turn on my heel and walk away." "Well, I suppose you want my cart and wood as well, don't you?" Jethro Coke said, "No, I don't. I just want the horse." Well, with his eyes on the gold, the woodcarter turned away. He planned immediately to unhitch Sham and go through with the deal. But he was too late, for there, kneeling beside the horse, was a brown boy in a hooded cloak who was already untying Sham from the shafts of that wood cart. Now, everybody saw what was going on, and this delighted everyone to see this young boy appear and come to the rescue of this horse. But what delighted them even more was that peering out of the hood of that boy's cloak was a cat. As the boy bent down to unloosen Sham, the cat began to lick the nuzzle, the nose of Sham. Now a cheer went up and an applause. It was almost as if everyone was at a puppet show rather than a horse trade. But before you knew it, Agba had Sham clear, and off that boy went with his horse and his cat and that Quaker, Jethro Koch. And we'll leave the story there.